Hello investors, welcome to our channel Strata. My name is Deepak. I'm a senior investment manager at Strata. Today we are going to discuss a very exciting investment opportunity in real estate. Recently SEBI has come up with a new regulation in SM REIT. This is nothing but a subcategory of REITs which is catching a more interest or considerable amount of interest from investors who are eager to explore new investment avenues. To discuss this today, we have Mr. Pawandeep Singh Kohli from 3D Estates and Funds, who have a vast experience of more than 2 decades dealing in real estate, commercial real estate, alternate funds, and managing a very considerable amount of portfolio for their investors. Thank you, Pawan sir, for joining us today. Before we can get on SM REIT, could you please elaborate more about fractional investment and what was the purpose of platforms coming on this segment to serve the need of investors?
Hi Deepak, thank you so much for having me. So a very important question there, that why in the first place did these fractional ownership platforms come up? So as you and all of us will be aware, most investors really do want to invest in real estate assets because of the enormous capital appreciation that real estate assets give and because of the regular cash flows that you can get from the rental income. However, if you try to access an A-grade asset with an A-grade tenant, the general capital requirements are fairly large, which are only generally available with ultra HNIs and institutions. Now, for a retail investor, all these opportunities were not available. Hence, to particularly meet these needs, a number of companies such as yours came into the market and offered these pooled investment products, where a number of investors were brought in together with smaller investment quantums. The money was put into an SPV and the SPV bought an asset. Now, what is the big benefit of this? Once the SPV bought the asset, all these investors got the benefits of the real estate investment, like the capital appreciation and the cash flow. However, there was this additional benefit that you got liquidity. The base asset did not need to be sold for an investor to be able to exit his investments. Otherwise, we could have said that a number of friends or investors could come together and then buy a large asset together through a partnership firm. However, in that case, to exit this, they would generally need to sell the asset. In this particular case, they could just do a private placement of their shares in the SPV and they could get an exit with their capital appreciation. Until they held their shares, they could get all the cash flows that were accruing from the asset.
Correct. So now that you have touched upon on fractional investment and how it was solving problem for the investors, now moving forward with SM REIT, since the regulation is in place, how is it going to help investor and how is it going to change the perspective being the new asset category in the REIT section?
So first and foremost, let me again summarize very quickly what is that specific issue or what is that specific opportunity that fractional real estate was providing in the market. So it was addressing that need of investors for real estate investment with smaller quantums of money, an A-grade real estate investment with smaller quantums of money, while at the same time having a significant amount of liquidity, right? This is a basic need that these fractional ownership platforms were addressing.
Correct.
However, there was a problem, or this was a totally unregulated market, so they were hitting a very small niche audience, but the majority of the financial investors who invest in the financial markets were still not comfortable investing in an unregulated market, which was not under SEBI.
Correct.
Now with SEBI stepping in, there are 4 very important issues that are being addressed. First and foremost, there's going to be uniformity of disclosure. Earlier, all these products from these different fractional ownership platforms, the information came in various different ways. You got different Excel sheets. You could not compare products apple to apple. Now, all these schemes that we will be looking at from different players, one will be able to compare them, right? Number 2, very critically, SEBI, as in all the markets that they regulate, will ensure that investor protection is the most important thing. So that is going to build an enormous amount of investor confidence. Number 3, liquidity, though we did say there was liquidity because of fractional ownership, but in the end, all those shares needed to be sold through private placement. So you were dependent on your fractional ownership platform to make sure that they could transfer those shares to somebody else for you to exit your investment.
Correct.
Now in SM REITs, all these units are going to be listed and there's going to be a huge amount of depth in the market. There's going to be trading and you can exit your investments much more easily than you could do in the fractional ownership case.
Right.
Finally, taxation is very critical. All these units are now going to be taxed just like your equity investments or your mutual funds. So people who are investing in financial markets are aware of taxation that happens for equity. So they are fairly secure in the knowledge that they know exactly what the tax implications will be. While in the case of fractional ownership, we were not sure what the tax regime would be. Today it is X, tomorrow it could have changed to Y. But now that we are dealing with financial markets, we are clear what the tax implications will be today, at least for the next 12 months, till the next budget, for sure. So these four issues being addressed opens up a massive new asset class and a huge amount of investments from the regular financial investors who invest in equity and debt should now be entering the SM REIT space.
Nice. So since you have touched upon these aspects of any investors who is looking to invest, one is liquidity, tax efficiency, value appreciation. Now coming to the full disclosure of an investment, that brings the transparency. There were a lot of untapped segment in NRI section. Being a NRI, I was not as per the investment, but in a real estate segment. They were hesitant to enter because they sitting abroad, entering into a real estate market, it was very, non-understanding ground for them. How to invest, what are the prices that going on. Do you really think this coming in picture, when I say this means SM REIT coming in picture, will help these investments of NRI people coming to India to explore this new investment category?
So in this particular question that you've raised, I really feel that SEBI has been extremely forward-thinking and very proactive with this decision that they've taken. And it has two major implications. One, as you said yourself, for foreign investors to invest in Indian real estate is really hard, where they want to put in large amounts of capital and then get stuck in investments, and for them to handle those investments from abroad is very hard. This gives them a huge opportunity to access these A-grade investment opportunities in real estate while being regulated through SEBI. But even more importantly, I think this is great for the Indian SM REIT market, because you must understand these foreign investors have a lot of experience in investing in REITs, right, for many, many years, and they know exactly how to value these products. And when they enter the Indian market, one, with their capital, they will produce a massive amount of depth and liquidity in the market.
True.
Second, even more importantly, the know-how that they will get into the market. The retail Indian investor who's entering this market and is scared that, am I buying these products at the right valuation? Rest assured that all these foreign investors will make sure that the valuations of these products are in line with similar products that are listed internationally. Right. So your valuations will be very, very accurate, and you can invest in the market with knowledge that you're investing with extremely experienced investors.
सर, आपके हिसाब से क्या एक एडवाइस आप देना चाहेंगे फॉर अ न्यू इन्वेस्टर कमिंग इनटू दिस न्यू कैटेगरी, एनीवन हु इज अ प्रोफेशनल, सैलरीड और इवन अ HNI क्लाइंट, इफ ही इज स्टेपिंग इनटू दिस न्यू कैटेगरी? कुछ टिप्स, कुछ स्ट्रेटजीज जो आपको लगता है कि उनको समझनी चाहिए टू कम इनटू दिस इन्वेस्टमेंट?
So my advice to all investors, irrespective of the asset class they invest in, is generally the same. First and foremost, do your homework. Do your homework really thoroughly. You're putting in your own hard-earned money.
Correct.
Number two, diversify your investment. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Number three, always go with a trusted brand. And number four, take the plunge. Do not be stuck in paralysis of analysis.
Correct.
ऐसे एक्सेल शीट पे नहीं बनते, पैसे बनते हैं पैसे लगा के. So you must invest. Now let's take that into the fractional real estate market, or say the SM REIT market now. First and foremost, do your homework thoroughly, study the portfolio, study the products, and then take a call on what you want to invest in. Number two, invest across multiple schemes, diversify your portfolio. Don't get stuck with one scheme. Number three, go with a trusted brand, an experienced brand who has the experience, at least in fractional real estate, and who has basically the experience of buying, managing, and then exiting these investments, because it's a very, very special competency. Just somebody who has run equity schemes cannot come in and start running a REIT, right? And finally, very, very importantly, again, take the plunge, right? Go and invest after you've done your homework. This is a massive opportunity. This market is just taking off. It is a new asset class, literally, which has come in, and you should definitely look to have it as part of your portfolio.
Fantastic. So, sir, आपके हिसाब से what is going to be the future of SM REIT? Because I know for a fact SEBI is promoting this category big time. I have seen certain interviews of SEBI chairman speaking very bluntly about this investment category, asking people to promote this category. What is your take on that? How this will change the entire portfolio diversification for an investor?
So, as we discussed earlier in this discussion, I think there's going to be an explosion in this space. This is literally the birth of a new asset class, and there's going to be no dearth of AUM that's going to come to all the AMCs that enter this space.
Okay.
All investors are extremely keen and positive to invest in this kind of product once it's under the regulation of SEBI, right?
Correct.
The challenges are always going to be from the supply side, right? Even all the fractional real estate platforms, the real struggle is to find A-grade commercial assets with A-grade tenants. Most of them are very keen to invest in office space because that is a very steady asset, right? So, however, I'm still positive that most new developments that we see of office space or any other commercial property is generally A- or A+ grade. We don't see many B-grade developments coming up in the major commercial markets like Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai and Delhi NCR, right? Now, the Indian economy is growing fast. Office leasing has really taken off in a big way after COVID, and we are seeing more and more space being occupied by corporates. Hence, we should have access to A-grade leases also.
Okay.
So overall, supply should also be taken care of. Demand, there is no dearth at all, as we discussed. So this space should grow a huge amount in the next 3 to 5 years.
Great. So I am getting a very mixed response when it comes to partners or channel distribution. As a company, we get 70% of our business through partners. But now, since the regulation is in place, we are getting very mixed response towards from each and every partners, that how the business will be going forward, whom do we have to deal with. So to address this point for a partner's sake, what will help these partners to build the business for them or to expand their territory? Because I feel there was an untapped investor class which they were not able to facilitate because of the ticket size, and they will be able to cater that client for the ticket size as per se. So what is your take, since you being a very prominent channel partner with us, how you are going to take this as a move?
So there are two major concerns that any channel partner always has. One is the client acquisition cost, and number two is how secure are the payouts or the commissions that they're going to get.
Correct.
So on the first point, I think this entire discussion was that now there's going to be a massive interest in this space. So client acquisition costs should go down significantly because now a much larger pool of investors is available to invest in this space. Hence, since these products are now regulated by SEBI.
Correct.
Even on the second point regarding the security of the payouts that need to be paid to the channel partners, all of them will now feel much more secure that since these products are under SEBI now, their payouts are as secure as the payouts they would get from any AMC for, say, mutual funds, which has never been a challenge, right? So on both fronts, they are satisfied. There'll be a lot more channel partners or a lot of financial product distributors who will enter this space and want to distribute these products. So we should also see a lot of growth in the increase in the number of sub-distributors that we can get for such products.
Thank you, Pawan sir, for joining us today. It was a really insightful thoughts that you have shared with us on SM REIT. If you have any questions, please do let us know by commenting below SM REIT. We would be happy to hear from you. Stay tuned for more episodes like this on SM REIT. We will deep dive into the world of SM REIT to give you more insightful information. I hope our listeners today get valuable information about SM REIT. Please like, subscribe and share our video and let us know if we can help you at any way. Happy investing. Stay tuned.